What is up, my dudes? Today's episode, we are doing our first round mock draft. Next week, we will have our NFL draft guide. Everything is time-stamped in the show notes. We got a Mount Rushmore today, and we will, the first round mock will be followed by the huddle with a Mount Rushmore. I'm thinking pizza topping, guys. I am joined by Phil, Jordan, and Seth. Phil, are you ready to jump into this, little guy? Like, what are we thinking? Sorry, little guy's not a good one. Like, that's just bad. Sorry.
No, it's all good. No worries at all.
Phil is sitting on a booster.
Here's the thing. Seth rarely talks in this podcast, so if we can get him to say a little bit more, I'll gladly, I'll be shamed just for Seth to actually say something, come out of his little cave there, wherever he's sitting at. Looks like Gollum.
It's like the little
there.
blue booster, right? They have like for
no, I know
a little blue one.
No,
right?
I have the one that kind of like it's for lower.
Oh,
back
it's the one you took
pain.
from In-N-Out, right?
No, that's a high chair. That's the high chair. I'm talking about the one that's good for lower back pain. It's like the blue one. You know what I'm talking about? It is blue, but it's a little bit bigger.
We all need, lower back support a time or two.
Phil, you stole a high chair from In-N-Out?
Let's not. I think we're not quite past the statute of limitations.
Where do you guys see these things at In-N-Out? That's what I want to see. This podcast has just gone completely at me. You know what? It's time to burn this thing to the ground, and I'll wear it. Listen, I point a lot of fingers out here. I say a lot of different things about different people. Seth, learned to read at the age of 12. Jordan,
Just stop. Things have been heated pre-recording. We're starting later than normal. We should probably jump into this. I'm sorry for opening the pot up like that, Phil. I will wear that. I apologize. No. Big guy every time, and it just went down a bad path. Right. So I'm sorry about that. It did get Seth to say something early on, though, and it wasn't him disagreeing with Jordan. So that's okay.
I'm pretty sure there's like a little bit of a conversation that goes on before the pod between those two. They're like, hey, let's just see what we can agree to throughout the entirety of the pod. Because Jordan will say something. I'll be like, Seth, what do you think? Yeah, what Jordan said, I think is 100% accurate. It's like, okay. Then he goes back on mute. It's like, hey, dude, it's not a business call. Hop off mute, brother.
Guys,
all right, chicken jockey, let's go.
We're paying you for your opinion.
Phil doesn't even get that one.
We will talk about
I know
chicken
exactly
jockey.
what it is.
We will talk about that in the huddle, guys. We are doing a Jordan doesn't know what it is. I think he's laughing at
I do. Hey, you have to be real small if you have to be a chicken jockey and not a horse jockey.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
I don't get it. What's the joke then?
Yeah.
Is that not the joke?
There's a fad right now about the Minecraft movie, and when they say chicken jockey, the whole theater erupts. They throw popcorn everywhere. Guys have been bringing live chickens into the movies. Theaters are now.
Why? What's the joke? But why do they say chicken jockey in the movie?
Because there's a little zombie that rides a chicken in Minecraft.
The short guy, because you can't even be a jockey for a horse.
No, but it's a little. Yeah, but it's a baby zombie that rides a chicken.
Same concept. That's the joke.
Oh, wait, did you guys see this movie?
I saw it.
Nerd.
I liked Minecraft when it first came out.
Yeah. So we will talk more about that in the huddle, guys. Let's get in the NFL mock draft.
Wait, so it's Jason Momoa trapped in a boxing ring with Momoa facing an adorable baby zombie riding a chicken.
Movie theaters have come out and said that minors without adults, I believe, are not allowed to go to the movie anymore. I'm not sure what the age is, but they're basically like all teenage boys that have been going to this movie without parents.
I have like 5 chickens outside. Should I grab one and go to the movie theater tomorrow and take it in?
Take all of them and go. Yes, that'd be amazing.
They're taking live chickens?
Live chickens and letting them go in the movie theater, Phil.
That's actually hilarious.
Be real.
It's real. I've seen it. It's on X. It's crazy. It's a crazy fad.
I'll look it up later.
So Seth actually wanted me to say chicken jockey on the pod, and he was going to throw popcorn everywhere, but he said himself he couldn't contain himself. So you
guys live in an odd world of Twitter. Seth, are you back on Twitter? You mentioned something earlier about Twitter. Is that something that's back?
No, someone sent me the video. That's why I know it exists.
He does have a burner, doesn't he, Trent?
Yeah. It's called
the guy has a burner.
Yeah. Yeah, most smart people do. My burner is at
Chicken
TFF
Jockey 131. That's Seth right there.
Yeah. Chicken Chaser. TFF Dudes on X. Give me a follow, guys. We are going
in the name.
We are gonna let's start this off here, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Underdog, the absolute best place for best ball drafts. I think we'll start diving into those on here after this draft that comes up. Not a huge fan of doing it before guys are assigned to their actual teams, but if you are, go head over there now. Enter promo code DUDES. Match you up to $1,000, guys. Let's, like I've said for about the 8th time, jump into this first round mock draft. So we're starting off here with the Tennessee Titans. If you head over to YouTube at TFF Dudes, give us a like, give us a sub. You can, see the whole draft board I'm looking at right now, or on Spotify. I upload these whole videos on Spotify if you want to watch there. Give us a like, give us a comment on Spotify as well. Really helps us out. In this draft, guys, we're not going to be doing any trading, so probably won't get the whole thing right. We'll see if we can get the guys kind of in the right order, though. Starting it off first here with the Tennessee Titans. I think we got Cam Ward in here as a lock. Browns on the clock. Jordan, I don't know if you've been hearing this. There's a lot of talk.
I think it's Travis Hunter.
Yeah, but there's a lot of talk that the Browns really like Travis Hunter as a wide receiver. And they're thinking it, as a wide receiver, they're taking him.
Well, so. I mean, that would be. I'm going to be curious to see what when they say their name. Will they say wide receiver / cornerback? Will they say cornerback? Will they say wide receiver? Like, it might just say athlete, So,
that's possible.
But I do think that the Browns are pretty much a lock for Travis. But
I think he's a lock too. But has Hunter really made it known what he really wants to do? Because I think there's something to be said. I think if you're an elite wide receiver, you can make more money that way than being a corner.
Good corners do make a lot of money, but.
I know, but I think he could be top of the line wide receiver and make a lot more money, if that makes sense. But at the same time, maybe he's not, as good as other NFL receivers, and he might not get that money. Whereas at corner, he might be guaranteed that money. If that makes sense.
I'm looking at it, and he says he wants to play both 100%. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
He wants to play both ways.
That'll maximize his money too, really.
He said he wants to be announced on draft day as both positions.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Browns do that, or you think the Browns right on, they tell Goodell wide receiver Travis Hunter. I bet they say both if that's what he wants. I'm sure they know what he wants, and might give him that at least at the draft, and then they see where it goes. I think he's going to be more of a wide receiver that they might, use as a nickelback in situations.
I think it's going to be the opposite. I think he's going to be a primary corner on the outside and play as three wide receiver set. So, but here's the thing: a lot of teams run predominantly 3 wide receiver sets, anyways. So he might just end up being on the field a ton. So he's going to be on the field a ton, no matter where he goes.
The only thing that I kind of think with this is do the Browns really need a wide receiver? Do the Browns really need
they need a corner, Trent.
Yeah.
They need a corner.
But I feel like Abdul Carter on the opposite side of Myles Garrett could be amazing there. Amazing.
This is also a passing league, and I don't think the Browns pass rush is an issue, and you got to be able to cover. You got to be able to cover. And the other thing is I think the Travis Hunter, going back to him real quick, the 3 wide receiver sets makes a lot. There's no reason to have Travis Hunter in on blocking plays. They're obvious run plays. There's just no reason. I think he's going to play a lot of wide receiver, but he might be a 60% snap guy, and that's okay.
What do you think about them retiring him and Shador's number at the Colorado Spring game?
Insanity.
I think if they have an amazing NFL career, then go do it. I don't know if it's.
Well,
I feel like it's
to be fair, you shouldn't retire numbers based on what they do in the NFL. You should retire them based on what they do.
Yeah, I think you can kind of do both, though. I don't know.
All right, let's move on here. I think we talked about Travis Hunter a little bit.
All right, so we'll go back here to our draft board, and so we got the Giants on the clock. Their needs are quarterback, tackle, defensive lineman, and cornerback. We think Abdul Carter.
Shador, huh? I think it's Shador.
So Shador's meeting with the Giants, but that doesn't mean they don't trade up for him later, maybe, or something, right?
Or they just want to make sure. I don't know. I think they'd be crazy to pass up Carter, but
I think the coach you have, with the offseason moves you've made, your GM's on the hot seat, maybe your coach is on the hot seat. Shador Sanders isn't going to make you a playoff team, right? I think they
worst case scenario, you just draft a quarterback next year. I don't.
Yeah. So I think it's Abdul.
All right.
I'm going Abdul. So
you
far,
may be right.
So far, we've gotten Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, New England Patriots on the clock here. Do we think like their needs are running back, wide receiver, offensive line? Do you think they take Tet here, Jordan? Do you think they go offensive line?
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. The mock I'm looking at, so Kuiper has Will Campbell. The odds say Will Campbell. I would say if Shador goes to 3, then I would say Carter would be a lock, right? A 4,
yes,
or
yes.
I don't know. Like, I don't. This Will Campbell guy's pretty good, or what?
He's good. The knock on Will Campbell, he has a short wingspan for a left tackle, and he's come out and said like it doesn't matter. I can. I've been dominant in the SEC with short arms. I'm still going to play left tackle. That's what people are thinking is going to scare him away. Is that Will Campbell is just short wingspan.
I mean, the pick makes a ton of sense, right? Like, you got to protect your quarterback, and I don't know. It makes a lot of sense to me.
All right. I'll throw Will Campbell there.
And they threw some money at wide receivers this year, didn't they?
Yeah, with Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I feel like there's another signing too. But
yeah. So, Jordan, if we go next pick on the clock, we got the Jaguars. Needs are wide receiver, tight end, defensive line, and safety. I feel like you're wanting Tet.
I want Tet, but I'll be honest, I think it's going to be Mason Graham. I mean, the odds on Tet are outrageous at 20-1. I think it's McMillan or Mason Graham. So, but I think it's going to be Mason Graham because they'll have Josh Allen, Tavon Walker, and that's a pretty good third piece to that. I don't know. We'll see.
So
I would say Mason Graham's a smart one.
You have the LA Rams, like ties the LA Rams. You think they kind of look for an Aaron Donald type guy? You think they throw Mason Graham out of Michigan in that category as a guy that, centerpiece for that defensive line, kind of try to build something similar like that. So he's, I don't know. That's just kind of maybe something I was thinking.
I think that's where he's probably going to go.
Yeah. He didn't have that great of a rating versus Fresno State, believe it or not, in game 1 this past season. Just a little shout out there, Phil. Thought you'd appreciate that.
Shout out.
Mason Graham at 5. Okay, now we have the Steelers on the clock here. We've talked about this enough. We think Ngenti's a lock
Raiders, Trent.
It's Raiders, Trent. Yeah.
Did I say Steelers?
You're good. You did say Steelers.
I know similar fan bases in a lot of ways, but it's Raiders.
They both share the color black, so kind of similar there. I'm thinking Ngenti for the Raiders.
Ngenti.
Lock and load, Ngenti. Jets. We thinking Tet here. Tet at 7 seems like a good spot for Tet. Their needs are quarterback, wide receiver, tackle, defensive line.
They're 13-1 to draft a tight end as their first overall. I think it's, you know what, Trent? I think that Tyler Warren might go off the board here. I think that's the sneaky one right there.
So you have Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Warren, Breece Hall.
There's been a lot of stuff that I've seen about Tyler Warren and the Jets.
Okay, well, let's do that because I like how this works out here. Then, if we do that, Panthers, I think Tet's a lock there. Then, right?
Yeah, I'd probably go wide receiver. I think with the Panthers, they've had a couple shots and misses.
Big volleyball guy.
It could be defense, but
let's go Tet for just fantasy wise. We'll go Tet.
Okay,
and just out of respect for the volleyball community.
Yes, we actually have a large volleyball community that listens to this pod, so we do need to give some respect there, Phil. So good thinking there. Things getting crazy here. Jordan, you said that you thought that there'd be over 3 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. Saints come out. Yeah, Saints came out on Friday, said Derek Carr's shoulder injury is worse than what they thought. He might miss the whole entire season. So they're for sure in play for a quarterback here at number 9. Their needs are running back. Yeah, their needs are running back, wide receiver, defensive line. So you want to put Shador here?
I think so.
Anyone else? You don't think they go like Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe got invited to the draft?
I don't think so.
All right. Shador with Kellen Moore. Some more. Okay. Shador going to the Saints there at pick 9. A lot of guys don't even have Shador a round 1 grade on Shador, so it's crazy.
He's not, but like the problem is that it's just quarterbacks,
Yeah.
So.
Bears at 10 need a running back, D lineman, and safety. We got Walter Nolan from Ole Miss right there. We have Malachi Starks from Georgia as a safety.
Did we already go Kelvin Banks? Do we not get Williams any protection? You don't think they go protection?
So the odds, this is what the odds say. The odds say they're going to take a defensive lineman or edge, an O lineman or a running back. They're all around 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1. Defensive lineman / edge is the favorite.
How about Mike Green in this spot right here?
Mike from Marshall. That would be interesting. A lot of people really like Mike Green. Do you think they go edge? You said edge, Jordan?
That's kind of like what the odds say. But.
Yeah. So you think you between Nolan or Green? What do you think? What seems like more of a Bears move? I don't see them going Mike Green. I just feel like it's going to be. We got Ben Johnson.
Who are you between, Trent? Who you say you're between?
I said between Nolan and Green is kind of where we're at here. So their needs are running back, D-line, and safety.
You don't think they could go online too? I wouldn't be shocked if they went online.
I also said that a little bit earlier. I said that a little bit earlier.
You want to go Mimbo then?
Yeah, we could do that.
They did get some free agent offensive linemen, but yeah, let's go Mimbo.
There was also talk of Kelvin Banks. I don't know if you guys saw that from Texas.
Banksy?
Yeah, Banksy.
Yeah, he's still down
Yeah,
a
I've
little
seen
bit
that too.
on the board here. So 49ers, they need guard, tackle.
So go ahead, Trent. Sorry.
No, what were you saying?
No, go ahead. Sorry. No, I
said 49ers here. They need a guard, tackle, D lineman, cornerback. They kind of need to pick 11. That's not really what they were expecting here off this season.
So wait, who did we go with on the Bears?
We went Mimbo.
Okay.
49ers, a lot of injuries last year. Guard, tackle, D lineman, cornerback.
I think they go O-line here.
I'm going to go with...
O-line makes a lot of sense.
You don't think they go with someone like Luther Burden?
No.
I don't think so, Trent.
Okay. Need guard and tackle. So
what's crazy, I'm seeing a lot of defensive picks for the Niners. What are you seeing as the most likely on the odds there, Jordo?
It is O-line is plus 150, D-line 2 to 1, and then corner 3 to 1. So I would assume
it's more defensive.
O-line or D-line, yeah, or corner. So I'm seeing Will Johnson a little bit here.
Yeah, I feel like this.
Will Johnson makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah, this seems like
it
seems like a pick that Lynch maybe trades back in and tries to get something else in the second round. But I'm not going to do a trade because I just feel like that's too much madness right now. Because they did the Ricky Purcell trade pick last year. So what are you guys thinking with right here then? Top guys on our board is Barron, Nolan out of Ole Miss, Starks out of Georgia, Campbell. But if you want to go to offensive line, our top guy here, if we want to go, you want to go tackle, probably tackle over guard, right? Simmons out of Ohio State is at ranked 18, and then Kelvin Banks is at 20. You guys want to go with Banks or Simmons here?
You didn't like Will Johnson, Trent?
That is a good pick, yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Take the cornerback. Have we taken a cornerback off the board yet? We haven't done one. Huh?
I don't think we have.
Yeah, let's take a corner here. First corner off the board. Will Johnson out of Michigan. Dallas on the clock needs our running back, wide receiver, guard, and edge rusher. I think they go Luther Burden here as a wide receiver. What are you guys thinking on
Cowboys?
that? Or you think they go like Mike Green on the edge rush?
I think they go run. I think they go wide receiver or running back, Trent.
I feel like they're going to wait longer on running back if they haven't done it yet or did it last year, Also,
I do think there's a world, Trent. I'm going to be honest. You guys went McMillan to the Panthers. I think McMillan goes here.
All the way at 12. I guess that's not that much of a fall.
Because Trent, if the Panthers go defense, then the Bears aren't taking one. The Niners could, but I don't see it. The Saints aren't going to take one. He gets there. Like, the Jets aren't taking one probably. Like, if the Jaguars don't take him at 5 and the Panthers don't take him at 8, pretty solid chance he's with the Cowboys at 12.
Yeah. Like, I could see maybe the Panthers taking Will Johnson,
yeah,
and then that would push him back.
But yeah, let's whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'll go Luther Burden here. That seems like something they do with the wide receiver. It's that or offensive line, but I don't know if there's really anyone high enough ranked. I'll go Luther Burden there. Dolphins, pick 13, needs our guard, tackle, defensive lineman, and cornerback.
They go offensive line here, so Tua doesn't die anymore.
Do you think you want to take Josh Simmons or Kelvin Banks then out of Texas or Ohio State? What are you thinking?
Who's ranked higher right now?
Simmons is at 18. Banks is at 20.
Pretty close.
Same position, right?
Yeah, both tackles. It's probably what they should do is take an offensive line. I don't. There's no guards ranked high enough on the big.
We'll take the top guy.
Sure. All right, we're gonna go with Josh Simmons here. So far, okay. Colts needs are tight end, guard, edge, linebacker, safety.
It's Loveland. Loveland or Warren is a lock here. We already drafted. We already got Tyler Warren. I'm just tight end is even odds. Odds for the Colts to be their first. I mean, it's Loveland. It's 100%.
His ADP right now is 24.6. This is moving him up a little bit, but Loveland is a guy that people love him, right? Like I was just doing some research on tight ends earlier. Loveland was a guy that, like, I think Harbaugh, that's the guy Harbaugh would like to get. He recruited him at Michigan. Looking at his bio coming out of Idaho, he was like the only top 300 recruit out of the state of Idaho. Sorry. He started on his brother's 5th grade basketball team as a first grader. The guy's just been a freak athlete his whole entire life. That's a pretty big flex. I know it's a small town in Idaho, but to be a first grader playing on the 5th grade team like that and contributing, that's a big deal. But always been big for his age.
The only guy that I know who's done that from where we live is a Major League Baseball player. Not quite Major League Baseball player, professional baseball player.
So it's just, you see that stuff at a young age. So yeah, that was just some of the stuff I was reading on The Beast from The Athletic. That I thought was pretty cool. And then some of I think his senior year, he had a game where he caught 19 passes. He just was all over the place. And then he really liked Harbaugh. So I know if he's there with Harbaugh, like Chargers, that'll be a very easy decision, I feel like, for the Chargers to make. But you're right, Jordan. Just reading up on him, I think he's a guy that everybody really wants. So we got 2 tight ends off the board right now. We only have 1 running back, and we have the same amount of quarterbacks off the board as tight ends. Falcons are on the clock right now. So next on the clock here, I got the Falcons. A year ago, they did something wild. They took Penix after signing Kirk Cousins. Their needs are wide receiver, center, edge, and linebacker. I've
seen a lot of edge stuff here.
Yeah, that seems like that could be something.
Yeah, so D-line is minus 270 to be the Falcons pick. So definitely going to be a D-lineman edge guy.
So Walter Nolan is the highest ranked guy out of Ole Miss. And then you have the guy that Phil was talking about that he's just been, Mike Green is also on there. They could go with Jahad Campbell out of Alabama, linebacker. That's another need they have. But you want to take Nolan. He is the 8th ranked guy off PFF's big board. Or they could go. How do we say this guy's name? Jordan out of Texas, the cornerback, Jahady Barron. Is that correct? Jade.
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 Jade or Jade. It's one of the two.
Jade Barron. Okay.
They're not going corner, Trent. They're going to line. I think it might be this Mike Green guy that Phil likes.
We'll throw Mikey in there. Phil, how
Mike
do you
Green.
feel about that?
Dial
Mike
it up,
Green.
baby. The one and only.
That was Mike Jones I was thinking about. Sorry. Cardinals.
That's what I said.
Yeah, Cardinals on the clock. Guard, D-line, cornerback. Got the Marvin Harrison, sophomore strike we're waiting on here right now. Not a lot of guards. Jade Barron, Jordan, cornerback.
Yeah. So the odds say that their lineman's the favorite here. Not by much. D lineman, second favorite. Corner, third favorite.
Best D lineman available are Walter Nolan and Kenneth Grant. Nolan out of Ole Miss, Kenneth out of Michigan.
Trent, PFF has Nolan pretty high. A lot of other places don't have Nolan that
really?
high.
What you're seeing? Where does it have Nolan? You're seeing him quite a bit lower.
One Kuipers doesn't even have him in the first round.
Okay.
The CBS that I'm looking at has him as the 32nd pick in the first round.
Well, 32nd.
But I could look at the big board too. Yeah,
that'd be a nice pick for the Titans in the second round.
The one mock I looked at said the Eagles get another guy who fell too low.
Would be Nolan.
Yeah.
Cardinals here. Offensive line, Kelvin Banks. Secret Agent Banks.
Kelvin.
All right, we'll lock him in. Bengals needs are guard, D-line, linebacker. I think they have to go defense, right?
Yeah.
Jade Campbell Jordan out of Alabama, linebacker.
D lineman is the biggest favorite at -150. So I don't know. Usually when it's an edge. I'm seeing. What do you have, Trent? Top edge guy.
Sherman Stewart is the guy I'm thinking of, I believe.
Lamar Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Green, or not Michael. Michael Williams is there too, out of Georgia.
Yeah, I've seen Michael Williams multiple times.
Okay.
We're doing Williams?
Yeah, I put Michael Williams in. Seahawks. Phil, center, guard, edge. Seth is a little bit more of a realistic Seahawks fan, maybe. This is a 10-win team that didn't really feel like a 10-win team. Double-digit team, right? Didn't feel like it. You got center, guard, edge at pick 18.
I don't think we do either of those. I think we go receiver.
Well, O-line's a huge favorite. -110. The next one would be wide receiver at 4-1. So
you want to go? No way they go Gray.
I lean receiver here, but
no way they go Gray.
I'll defer.
Bill?
I'll defer to Seth. We'll go wide receiver here.
What's the receiver? What's the next wide receiver?
Next,
I actually think they go Golden and not Egbuka here.
Yeah,
although that would be cool if JSN and Egbuka were on the same team, though. That would be cool.
I could see Golden being the guy Dallas takes too, Jordan.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, I'll throw Golden there for you, Seth. I'll throw you a bone. Broncos, running back, wide receiver, center, defensive lineman. Do we got another running back coming off the board here? Sorry, not Broncos, Buccaneers. My apologies.
Wait, where are we at?
Broncos are next. Pick
we're
19.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa, edge, linebacker, DB.
Looks like the two favorites is D lineman and linebacker. Is that what you just said, Trent?
I had edge, linebacker, DB. So
yep.
You want to do Campbell out of Alabama at linebacker or Starks, safety out of Georgia?
Could do the Campbell.
Phil, you're kind of I'm throwing Campbell in there. Phil, you were kind of a Georgia guy. I know.
I'm not a Georgia guy.
Georgia adjacent. I feel like you kind of like Georgia.
That's fine. That's fair.
Broncos, running
Stetson
back,
Bennett,
wide receiver, center, defensive lineman. Phil loving the just national championship QBs throwing them in here.
Jalen Carter.
Yes.
Running back or wide receiver is what I think they do here, but we
Brock
have Hampton
Bowers
on the board, right? Phil, what are you saying? Are you
He's just
mumbling
bringing up
words?
Georgia players. Herschel Walker.
Trent's like, you like Georgia. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go ahead. What are we doing here, Jordan?
Matt Stafford.
Trent's I'm struggling to go ahead.
Sean Moreno.
If Hampton is here, they're taking Hampton.
I think he will be here, Jordan. I think Hampton
in, baby. Hampton in.
Well, I think it depends what the Raiders do. I'm not the Raiders. I think the Cowboys, Trent, are going to be the reason because they could take a running back too. So like
Dallas is going to take Scatterbo in the 4th round. Not taking running back. Okay, I'm going Hampton 20. Steelers on the clock. Do we go quarterback here? Quarterbacks available: Jalen Milroe, Will Howard, Riley Leonard, Jackson Dart.
I've never heard anyone pronounce his last name like that.
Which one?
Jalen Milroe. I think it's just Milroe. Melroe.
My apologies, Jalen. No way Jalen goes here. They invited Jalen to the draft just to sit in the green room on day 2, Jordan.
We'll see. I don't know.
Storyline, dude.
Yeah.
Someone might trade up for he's a good athlete. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
What do you have, Trent? You think they go Dart here?
I think it's Dart. I think they go up on Dart. They still haven't signed anyone. The only thing
I don't think it's a great spot. I like the Rams spot. I wish you get to the Rams. I think that's a good spot for them. But
well, I'm just wondering, do they think they can get like Milroe in the 2nd round, or
Milroe doesn't fit McVay. That's not a McVay quarterback.
Sorry, I'm talking about
Dart
the Steelers.
is like
I'm talking about Steelers. You want me to throw Dart in?
No, I don't. I want Dart to go to the Rams. That's what I want.
Okay.
Dart's like the most McVay quarterback ever. But.
Yeah. Well, they all judge him off of plays that he doesn't have to make the reads and stuff like that. I think Steelers take a quarterback, right?
Yeah, I do think they take Dart though, Trent. I think it's Dart.
All right, Chargers pick 22, wide receiver, tight end, D line.
I think they go Egbuka right here.
You know what's interesting about that, Seth? I actually don't. Man, I don't know if they do that, but Egbuka is a guy that's kind of always played wide receiver too, and I think it's a place. I don't know. Like I feel like he's. They just have that other freak wide receiver there. He had Marvin Harrison the year before. Is it Jeremiah Johnson? Is that the guy who's at Ohio State? Is that right? The wide receiver at Ohio State who will be the number 1 overall wide receiver next year. He might be the number 1 pick.
Jeremiah Smith?
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Johnson's that old cowboy outfitter. Sorry. Jeremiah Smith. I think he's just put in a spot.
I think.
Yeah. I just think he's always been put in a spot where he's had other alphas on the field and they haven't needed him to like take over. Where I think he could be.
Well, he won't have to do that in LA either.
Yeah.
You get the GOAT Quentin Johnston there.
Well, I'm thinking Ladd. He probably could take over for Ladd.
Watch out. Quentin Johnston's he's not gonna drop as many balls next year, Trent.
He did say that. You think they go wide receiver?
If we go.
Or you think they go like Kenneth Grant?
Nothing worse than when he dropped that pass in person when we were there.
With our underdog plays.
Oh, right, just crossing route over the middle.
Yeah, we should have drove home right then. Told Seth to get an Uber. Kenneth Grant, Michigan guy.
I wish I would have got invited to that game.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Don't even get us started.
Yeah, Kenneth Grant, D lineman out of Michigan. Does Harbaugh go back to one of his guys?
It makes sense.
Let's throw that one in there. They can just yell who's got it better than us, for all of draft night. Packers pick 23. Wide receiver, edge, cornerback. I just feel like they go cornerback here. Possibly losing Alexander, right?
I'm not. Yeah, I would say, what are they doing with Jair? Has that been
I don't think anything's come about of that.
It looks like the odds say D line or corner. So
we'll give him the old Red Baron here.
What about this? Baron.
The Red Baron.
That seems like it would be a fall for him a little bit.
Yeah. Vikings needs on here, even though they just re-signed Aaron Jones, running back, D line, and DB. They finally get another safety here. We got Malachi Starks out of Georgia at safety. What else do we got here?
We're in the Vikings, right? Minnesota?
Yeah, Vikings at 24, yeah.
Starks? Did you say Starks?
Safety, yeah.
I said Starks. Tony's
I'm seeing that.
relative. I'll throw Starks there.
Cousin.
You also have the one from South Carolina, too. He's rated below Starks for you, Trent?
He was, but you have him higher?
Both mocks I have him
South
higher.
Carolina, I have him Fortune?
Nick Emanawari.
Man, I'm not even seeing him on PFF. Is he a safety or a corner?
Safety.
All right, there's my problem. Still not seeing him on here. Okay, he's quite a bit. They have him at 67 on their big board.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of
Texans at 25, wide receiver and offensive line. No way they take O-line right here, or wide receiver, right? Like they got to go O-line.
Who do they have at receiver now, though?
Nico, and then
Tank Dell, possibly.
No, Tank Dell. I don't think he'll play this year. They don't go Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State at tackle. They don't go. No way they go like guard, right?
They might. They could. I think they go O-line for sure.
You don't think they go like they got to replace an offensive tackle? You think they go Josh Cornerly Jr. out of Oregon?
Yeah.
Tyler Booker. What do you think, Jordan? Josh Connerly Jr.
Yeah, let's do that one.
We'll throw him in there. All right, LA Rams, Jordan. QBs that you wanted is not available. Tight end, tackle, linebacker, cornerback.
Tackle, linebacker, cornerback.
Like, corner, and line are the two favorites.
So you got Donovan Ezerukua out of Boston College. I know I'm saying that totally wrong. Highly rated edge rusher here. You got James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee.
What corners, Trent? I think
did we get Trey Amos? Did he already get picked up?
Famous Amos is still available if we want to do Amos.
What's the top corner, Trent?
I have Trey Amos and then Benjamin Morrison out of Notre Dame, and then Maxwell Hairston, cornerback out of Kentucky.
That's the one that I'm seeing a little bit higher than those guys that you keep talking about.
Maxwell?
Yeah.
Okay, we can throw Maxie in there. Ravens, 27. Needs are guard, edge, DB. Want to throw Donovan Ezeuruka in there?
Defensive lineman is even odds to be drafted first.
This guy's an
edge. Edge. Is he an edge guy?
Edge. Yeah, edge. Highest edge guy here.
Let's do that, Trent.
All right, Lions. I don't think we will get this pick right out of any of them because they just kind of go with their own thing and everyone thinks they reach every year. Then I think everyone 6 weeks into the season's like, hey, the Lions actually knew what they were doing getting that guy. So,
I like how we're at pick. What pick are we, Trent?
28.
28, and you're like, this will be the first one we don't get right.
No, I just don't think there's any way we get this one right at all with the Lions. Because every draft, it's the Lions come up and everyone's like, what a horrible pick. What were they thinking there?
Jalen Milroe. We're not going to get it right.
No. Guard.
The odds, for what it's worth, the odds say like a minus 200 favorite for defensive lineman edge, which does kind of make sense with how their defense like.
And is Hutchinson fully back next year?
He should be. I would imagine. He almost
like Zadarius Smith.
He would have played in the Super Bowl.
They do need an edge guy. They need a pass rusher. So I don't know who we have left at pass rusher, but
Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee or Nick Scorton out of A&M or Shamar
Scorton. What a
Stewart.
name!
I know Pierce has some issues, but there was some stuff that came out about him. But I think it's Pierce. The guy's super talented, I know.
Okay, James Pierce. All right,
Wait,
Washington.
or have we? Hey, Trent, hold on. Have we taken the Stewart guy from A&M?
No, that's who I just said. Yeah. Want to throw Stewie
Yeah,
there?
no, it's him. Yeah, I know him for sure.
All right,
Sorry.
throw Stewie
I thought you
there.
said the Scorton guy. I thought you
Yeah,
said
no,
Scorton.
they have that ranked weird there. So we'll do Stewie at 28. And then 29, Washington Commanders on the clock, running back, guard, edge, cornerback.
I think it's. I would be shocked if it's not defense, but
Yeah, you got
Well, if we didn't go Pierce, then go Pierce.
yeah,
All
go
right.
Pierce.
Pierce. All right. And then next on the clock, we have the Buffalo Bills. Bills
Buffalo.
needs our edge, linebacker, cornerback.
Yeah, I'm seeing defensive lineman edge minus 110, corner 2 plus 270. Man, so what do we got? D lineman. What do we have left, Trent?
We have
What do
Jalen
got?
Walker at linebacker, which would shock me. D line, and then edge. We got Walter Nolan, Omar Norman, Lott, Scorton, Landon Jackson, Tyleek Williams out of Ohio State, Derek Harmon, Braden Swinson.
Yeah, let's go. You don't need to keep.
Yeah,
Man,
Swinson, Swanson, Swansonite.
Samsonite.
Edge. What about corner?
they could go corner too.
Amos.
Sure.
All right, Kansas City Chiefs. Jordan, what do you got here? Guard, tackle, D line.
Man, I don't know what they need. It's
They're
like they're
like
the
quarterback.
Lions, Trent. They could do whatever they want.
Yeah, maybe they go with the North Dakota State guy, the tackle, Gray Zabel.
O lineman's probably makes the most sense, right?
Okay,
But like, there's some people that like if let me look here. Like, let's say like in some crazy world, like Luther Burden's on the board or one of these receivers are on the board. I don't know. It does feel like they just always draft wide receivers. Doesn't it feel like that in the first round?
Mecca's there.
Yeah,
I know. I don't think so. I don't want to mock that, but like,
Yeah.
hey, this is another one. Would it shock you if they took like a Jalen Milroe or something?
The Chiefs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would shock me. I don't think Patrick Mahomes, I think, comes unglued if they take a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think
I think they
at
have.
some
they also
point they
paid
might
Patrick
take one.
Mahomes for a while.
Yeah.
What
They
about
might
Josh
don't you feel like
Simmons?
Andy Reid? Don't you feel like Andy Reid could be like, man, Jalen Milroe is just a football player, just an athlete. Like I can get him on the field so many different ways and be creative with him.
Now, if he's there in the second or third round, he might do that.
Yeah.
I don't think he does it. I think
Well,
his
yeah. Let's
windows
go.
now.
Let's go O line. Let's go.
What about
O-line.
Josh Simmons?
Yeah, let's do Simmons.
Bill Simmons. Josh Simmons.
Josh Simmons, that's right.
Oh, tackle, Phil. What is that?
Left tackle.
Did we pick Simmons already?
I don't
Did
think
we?
so, did we?
Where did he go to school?
Ohio State.
Yeah, we put him at Miami. Pick 13.
Oh,
Oh,
that's right.
okay.
Seth did say that. That's my
What
bad.
do we got for line, Trent?
Gray
What lineman do we got here?
Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State, ADP 28.2. Then Donovan Jackson, Ohio State, 45.3. So big drop off on their rankings there. And then
Yeah, but those are guards, right? Are those guards?
That was a
or-
tackle.
No, that Zabel's a guard, Trent, and so is Donovan Jackson. They're guards.
Oh, they have them as tackles on here.
I think they play both.
Okay.
I think Zabel plays both.
Might be what if they. And then you got Tyler Booker out of Alabama, a guard, highest rated guard.
What's the next tackle? Oh,
Donovan Jackson, then Ariante Irsay out of Minnesota, Tate Ratledge, guard out of Georgia.
yeah, I don't know. Let's just plug in an offensive lineman
I'm
here.
gonna
Whatever
throw Gray
you want.
out of North Dakota State in there.
Okay.
Eagles, wide receiver, guard, edge, cornerback. Why do they need a wide receiver? Somebody coming up on a contract, maybe? You think
Because they have no third wide receiver, Trent. Literally, they don't have a third wide receiver.
So Dotson was there, which he wasn't good. Then they just got the other young guy, right? What was that guy's name? They just acquired another, sloppy seconds from somebody else. I can't remember who it was.
It's going to be a D lineman, probably. They always draft D lineman, Trent. Every year they draft a D
lineman.
Yeah,
it's going to be a D lineman, and it's going to be someone
Walter
who's
Nolan
really
then.
good. Yeah,
just
that's
do
what
Walter
I saw
Nolan,
on
Trent,
my mock.
since that's the guy that you talked
about him nonstop.
First 20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. There's our whole mock there. It had 32 picks.
I'm sure we'll get a pick one right,
right,
and then who knows after that.
Yeah.
Well, did you remember last year Trent kept saying, I think we counted up to like 34 players. What was it that, because we traded a couple of times?
No, what messed me up was there was only, I think, 31 teams, and I said only 31 teams, but someone had 2 picks because the Panthers didn't have a first-round pick.
Gotcha.
That's what it was. Thanks for bringing it up.
No worries.
People just got past that. All right. That was the draft. We got Huddle here. I was going to talk about the chicken jockey. Seth just went into that way too early, way too harsh, way too crass.
I'm sure you two were just giggling about it in your sales office, like around the coffee shop. I mean, or the like the Keurig cooler. Or actually, don't you guys mix each other's protein powder or something? What's that? What do you guys do?
When Seth doesn't have any, he does that. Yes.
Yeah, I clap my hands and Trent runs to the kitchen and makes my shake for me. So.
No one believes.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
Let's
just talk about the Tennessee quarterback. Was sniffing around, wanted $2 million more. Oregon coach lets Hupel know that he's looking for more money. That's why he missed the meeting. They kick him off the team. I think this is the best thing. I think you kind of have to do that, right, Jordan? Your QB's going out trying to get more money. Your starting quarterback. The guy's already making $2 million.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the right thing. I mean, I'm glad he did it. They didn't give in, so
yeah.
I don't know. Just kind of moved on.
And I don't know about USC. Why is USC going? Like, is that really the best guy that USC can go out and get at quarterback? It just doesn't make.
Well, he's from LA.
Yeah, but I just feel like they could get somebody better. I don't know. That was just
at this point in the game. Like I don't know.
Yeah, just if you want to just keep doing the NLI deal, but hey, Lincoln.
Well, I can tell you. And then the funny thing is, you see what happened today. The South Alabama quarterback into the portal.
Oh,
so
Tennessee's doing the same thing, maybe.
Probably there's going to be some guy that's going to go and now Tennessee's going to poach some quarterback from somebody else.
Yeah. Is that after the spring game for South Alabama then?
I don't know. It's Gio Lopez. He was pretty good last year. To enter a portal. I don't know if it's after their spring game or not.
How long? This is a dumb question, but how long?
It's no. You know who's going after him? Who's tampering with Gio Lopez? Is good old Bill. Old Bill is tampering.
What about Bill Belichick's girlfriend's basically, blowing the whistle at every practice? She's basically a coach. Did you guys see that all over X today?
I did.
I did not see that.
She has a whistle, and she goes and talks to a couple coaches, blows the whistle, turns around, goes back to Bill Belichick. It's like, football practice is where you are supposed to escape this stuff. Now she's basically I don't know if it's a head assistant coach or what she is, but I don't know.
Hey, Trent, just tell you this: sometimes the old young adults play better when there's females out in the field.
He that is a weird thing
Motivation.
to say.
I don't know if your assistant coaches do better though when they're getting. It seems like a weird power struggle.
Here's the thing: she was it seemed like she was more doing it for photo ops,
for TikTok.
No, I'm not joking. It really looked like she was trying to get him to stand certain ways and wear certain things. I'm like, all right. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if they win, doesn't really matter. But I wish they were on 30 for 30, or we had some person say they wish they were on Hard Knocks this season. But it would be a great. I think they should follow him around. Like it's Bill's first season first season back as a college football coach. I think he's coached college before, but it's obviously been a while. It'd be great to see him on there.
But he's like a guy that's never had to deal with Hard Knocks, right? Like his team always was too good to be on Hard Knocks. Like he has always been the guy that like hates this outside attention. So now you have like your girlfriend, whatever it is she's doing, they're blowing the whistle.
How about what is up with North Carolina? Like a couple of years ago, they had Mac Jones. Like, do they just look for coaches they look for more mature coaches, like a little bit older crowd?
I think it just probably they have money to pay guys like that, and I think it's just good, household names they can go after.
So Mac Jones was the household name they were okay.
It's not Mac Jones. It's not Mac Jones.
Brown.
Mac Brown.
Sorry, Mac Brown.
Man, is the Texas.
You knew what
fan.
I was
That's
talking about. It's after 10. It's after 10. Mac Brown. Yeah, it's after 10. I'm struggling.
Don't make
Jones. Hey, that's inexcusable. I'll agree with you there. I don't disagree.
Phil's going to beg me to edit that out. I will not edit that out. All right, Mount Rushmore. This is an easy one. Figured this one was going to go a little bit late. I have pizza toppings. I feel like we should all be pretty similar here. Maybe there's one outlandish one you have there.
Yeah, if you say ketchup, I'll quit this pod straight up.
That is very tempting just for that reward there. So I'm going to say, going first here. I think pepperoni's a slam dunk. I'm going to say we don't have to say cheese. Okay, I think that should be a given, correct?
It's on every pizza, so yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going pepperoni, pineapple, Canadian bacon, and I'll throw mushroom in there. I can't think of anything else off the top of my mind. Canadian bacon, pepperoni, pineapple, and
Canadian
mushroom.
Bacon. Come on,
you don't like Canadian bacon?
Is it because of the tariffs? It's a wimpy pepperoni.
I think it's good.
Canadian bacon's got some good flavors, Seth.
Seth,
I think you're misinformed, brother.
What do I have?
Yeah.
Pepperoni, jalapeños, okay?
Yep.
Chicken and bacon.
See,
I guess
the chicken on a pizza is okay.
What?
I think it's overrated.
No.
I'm with Seth, but
I feel
barbecue chicken pizza? Come on, dude.
I like Meat Lover's pizza, and I don't think chicken goes on a Meat Lover's pizza. Like, I think are you using like ranch, like the white sauce underneath there? Like, I like that better with chicken, probably.
I think it's a barbecue sauce on the barbecue chicken
sauce on the chicken. That's way better.
I would also look at jalapenos as like an add-on after thing, not a like base.
Oh no.
Jalapenos is 100% a topping.
Trent. Jalapenos cooked
but
on. I like my
that
jalapenos cooked on the pizza.
I feel like that's something that's more of like people pay extra for jalapenos with ranch.
No, it's good when it's not on extra. It's good when it's like in the pizza.
Yeah, I like it both ways, but I prefer it cooked on there.
Okay, that's just how I was looking at it, as an like after add-on.
Like a hot Hawaiian from me and Ed's, man. Ooh.
Would you say ranch is I would say ranch is a condiment add-on after, I would say.
Yeah. But Seth, there's no chicken on that hot Hawaiian, right?
I don't think there is.
No. Yeah, there is.
There is.
On the hot Hawaiian? I need to look that up now.
Yeah, what meat's on it then, Phil?
I thought it was Canadian bacon, pineapple, jalapenos, and one other thing, but I didn't think it was chicken.
Pretty sure it's chicken. Can I give mine real quick?
Yeah, go Jordan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pepperoni, jalapenos, olives, chicken. Mushrooms are
olives. Wow.
For me. Yeah.
So did Seth not say pepperoni?
No,
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if you took chicken out of it, like if I'd say you can't have chicken on your pizza. Like my go-to would be pepperoni, mushroom, olive.
Yeah. Phil,
like for your standard, no, yeah.
I don't mind olive on mine either. Not a huge pepper guy though. Like with combination, I just can't get in the pepper as much. Like I can do the olives.
You're not a vegetable guy, Trent. No vegetables for you.
I don't think I dislike vegetables.
I don't mind peppers on my pizza. It's just Just why would you?
It's not smooth enough.
I'll say like I will say the me and Ed's all meat pizza with the pepperoni, Canadian bacon, linguiça, bacon, no ground beef. I'm not a ground beef guy on pizza, and then homemade Italian sausage. Like that's the ideal pizza for me. Like if I'm choosing, that's the type of pizza that I want. I mean, that's not all like that is like
meat lover.
I normally don't like bacon on a pizza though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be, I don't know. That's why I think Canadian bacon is a little bit better on a pizza.
So what are you thinking with is that you're just going with that pizza? You're not going with top 4?
Oh, okay. I'll say Hawaiian. Love a Hawaiian pizza.
So you're Hawaiian pizzas, pineapple, right?
Pineapple.
Pizzas, it's toppings. It's toppings, Phil. This is not that hard.
Yeah.
Kmart, Hawaiian, Caesars.
Favorite toppings.
Yeah. Kmart,
Hawaiian, Canadian bacon. Okay. All right. Pepperoni, pineapple, Canadian bacon.
Little Caesars Dunkers.
Yeah. Sbarro.
Not chicken. That's garbage.
Pizza.
Linguiça. There we go.
What is going on here?
I don't know.
Phil looks like that guy.
Phil, be that guy for Halloween, please. Be that guy for
next
Halloween.
Next year,
yeah.
I'm in.
And Seth will be a chicken jockey. All right, guys. I think that does it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have our NFL draft guide next week. Getting ready for the draft party. That's all, guys. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. Really helps us out. We'll see you next time. And as always, take care.